All right. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chame devi yojanati tattvataha. Tyaktya deham punarjanma na vidyate. So one who knows Krishna's Janma and Karma, that means his appearance on this planet and his activities, one who understands this very well, doesn't take birth again. So what does it mean? What's there to understand? If it was a normal birth, there wouldn't be much to understand. That okay, he's born and he disappears like all of us. But in Krishna's case, his janma and karma are divyam, or they're transcendental. So Krishna appears in Nand Maharaj's palace in four-armed Narayana form. He instructs Nand Maharaj, not Nand Maharaj, I'm sorry, Vasudev. He instructs Vasudev that you are going to take me to the other side of the river. You're going to carry me, in your hand, and all these guards are going to fall asleep, and all the locks are going to fall off. Instructs. So he doesn't appear through the insemination process. Krishna appears by his own choice in the prison of Kamsa. Now, there has been 6 kids that were already killed by Kamsa, and these personalities, there was a curse, Kalanemi and whatnot. So past, there were some issues, but anyway, point is, then came, the 7th child was actually Balaram. So Balaram was, there was change from womb of Devaki to the womb of Rohini, and then Krishna came. Krishna moved, he appeared and in four-armed form, then he became a baby form, and then and then Vasudev, he took baby Krishna to the other side of river Yamuna, while Anantasesh was covering Krishna because raining that day, and he took Krishna to the other side to Nand Maharaj's palace and placed him next to Mother Yashoda. And on the other side, what happened was, and according to instruction, Vasudev came back and everything. And Kamsa knew the 8th child is born, and he was very, very vigilant that this child is the one who's supposed to kill Kamsa. So he came whenever he could, which was too late, by the way. And by this time, Krishna was replaced by a girl child. And Mother Devaki said, it's a little girl, don't kill her. But Kamsa decided to kill her anyway. And that was Durga Devi. And she instructed Kamsa that, the 8th child is already born, and he's there, and he's going to be your end. And if, done tremendously bad things, and so you're going to suffer for it, etc. So anyway, that's the story we know. And thereafter, Krishna grows up in Nand Maharaj's house, and Kamsa sends all these demons, and, yada, yada, yada. Now, why is that important? And why is that divyam? Because from very early childhood, from infancy, Krishna shows his divinity. It's not like us, because our maturity comes when we are adolescents or teenagers. But Krishna's maturity was always there. As a child, as an infant, Krishna was there. In fact, when Krishna was being carried by Nand Maharaj from Kamsa's side to, carried by Vasudev, keep saying Nand Maharaj, by Vasudev, Krishna, touched the water Yamuna because Yamuna wanted to touch Krishna's feet. So there was already pastimes happening after his birth. Even before his birth, he's like in Narayan form, showcasing that I am God, etc. So in Krishna's case, there was nothing ordinary about it. And as he grew up, every day he was killing demons. Every day he was, doing miracles. Every day, Lord Shiva is coming to meet him. There is, this fruit lady, she's coming to meet Krishna. Krishna comes with palm full of rice in exchange for some fruits. She gives a whole fruit basket to Krishna. She goes home and sees all the fruits have become jewelry, right? Krishna is very accessible as a child. We don't know the childhood pastimes of most of the incarnations of the Supreme Lord, like Narasimhadev. What do we know about Narasimhadev's parents or childhood pastimes? Nothing. Narasimhadev appeared from a pillar, right? Lord Ramachandra, most of his childhood happened in the palace. So it's not much known about his childhood. But in Krishna's case, he's not only, it's known, it's also very accessible. Like the fruit seller lady I was talking about, although she's from apparently a lower strung of society, she had the great desire to see Krishna as her child. So she asked Krishna, Krishna, would you please sit on my lap and call me mother? And Krishna looked here and there. Krishna sat on her lap, looked at her, smiled, and said, Ma, right? So, and that was her. For her, Krishna smilingly saying mother was her life's perfection. And she, that's it. That was her. I think nobody saw her after that because she got liberation just by hearing Krishna saying. So like that, Krishna was accessible. The gopis would punish Krishna for stealing butter. Uh, the gopas would be playing tug of war with Krishna, standing on his shoulders. So Krishna is very accessible. In fact, he purposely keeps everybody in illusion so that they don't realize he's God. So in the form of baby Krishna, Krishna becomes the son, the brother, the friend, the boyfriend, the lover, and everything else. So everybody's able to very intimately connect with Krishna without any hindrance, without any fear of him being God or him being the supreme personality of Godhead. He doesn't like to be treated with all that awe and reverence. That's for Lord Narayan. In his form as Narayan in the office, he prefers that. But in his home, in Vrindavan and Goloka, Krishna is Krishna. Now, there are certain things about Krishna. Although we know Krishna for breaking rules and his nature is Bhaktavatsala. So I was going to ask you all about various personalities, personality traits of Krishna that you might appreciate. And I want to start with me kind of appreciating Krishna's Bhaktavatsal nature. The nature of Krishna, where he is willing to lie, he's willing to change the laws of nature, he's willing to cheat, he's willing to do anything to protect his devotees. That's one quality of Krishna that I can really appreciate. And I have some notes where I kind of, jotted down Krishna and various personalities, right? So as a son, Krishna proved to be a worthy son, where, his parents who were imprisoned was Vasudeva and Devaki. At the age of 16 years, he goes there and he releases them. He kills Kamsa and releases them from prison, right? Krishna and Balaram, went to Mathura. They killed Kamsa, and not only their parents but also their grandfather. He released them from Kamsa's prison. So as a son, he was very dutiful as a son. There's a picture of Krishna carrying the shoes of Nand Maharaj. Literally, the shoes of Nand Maharaj is carrying on his head, right? So if you see, as a son, Krishna has always been submissive. He has been sweet. He has been responsible. So we see him as a perfect son. Then we see Krishna as a student, teaching by example. So Krishna is the source of all knowledge. In fact, Lord Brahma calls Krishna Adi Kave, that he's the Adi Kavi, or from whom the knowledge comes. He's a grandfather. And such a great personality from whom all knowledge comes, Vedic knowledge, Vedic knowledge personified, the Vedas, the Rig, Yajur, Sama, etc. These Vedic knowledges have personalities, and they are worshipping Krishna, Govindam Adi Purusham. And that Krishna is taking knowledge by going to the school of Sandipani Muni. Of course, it's the fastest graduation ever. He learns the 64 qualities that takes people years and years to learn. He learns them in, I believe, 64 days, right? So although he doesn't need to learn, he doesn't need a guru. Krishna accepts a guru to make an example that this is a principle. Now, a good student makes a good teacher, just like a good mentee makes a good mentor. So Krishna plays the part of being a good student, goes to Gurukul, serves Sandipani Muni very, very nicely. Even when his son passes away, Sandipani gives the impossible task of bringing his son back from Yamlok, and Krishna does that. He, as a offering to Sandipani Muni, he goes to Yamlok, brings back his son from death. right? He carries wood like all the other kids, and that's how he becomes friends with Sudama and all the other kids who were studying at Sandipani Muni's ashram. So it is very important to see that Krishna is teaching by example, and that's the best kind of teacher. The teacher whom you watch, and by watching you learn. That is the best kind of teacher. Many people can say many big things, but teaching by example is called acharya, who teaches by achar. Their prachar is through achar. And that is the kind of teacher that we all want, right? That is who we want as a guru. We want a guru who teaches by example, who's not there just, you know, talking things like, I used to, well, one of my uncles, he's a doctor, and he will smoke and tell people, don't smoke, it's bad for you, right? He's not teaching by example. It's like, don't do what I say. What is it? Do what I say, don't do what I do, right? That's not the example of a good teacher. A good teacher is somebody who might not even have to say it, but by their example, people will learn. When I was given the responsibility to run Krishna House, that's like a student housing where we make it a Krishna conscious environment, Mangalarati and everything. All these students who were living there were PhDs, and they were all older than me. And there was no way I could be like bossing them around or telling them anything, right? This is US. So the only way I was told by my mentor is like, you teach by example. You wake up early in the morning, seeing you, they'll wake up early in the morning. You make sure everything is clean and tidy. You follow all the rules. And slowly, they started seeing me. Oh, Prabhu does this, Prabhu does that, Prabhu does this. Is there something behind this? Is there a rule behind this? Is there a knowledge that we should know about? And like that, by me, of course, I had to work very hard uh, to do everything, and eventually they learned that they need to help me. They should also do some services and activities. But it was a great experience for me because I saw this principle really works. Where you teach by example, and people learn without you having to poke them and tell them, here's the moral of the story, here's what you should do, why aren't you doing this, why aren't you following this rule. I find that very annoying. When people, especially in places like Mayapur and stuff, I see people who are very orthodox. They will kind of go with the rule book and hit you in the head with the rule book, not literally but figuratively. And that's not something I appreciate, or I like. I'd rather be inspired to follow the rules than being told to follow certain rules. uh, and rules have principles behind them, and it's important to understand the principles and thereby come to the rules. So Krishna was a perfect uh, teacher who became a student and became a perfect student and taught by example, right? And in Bhagavad Gita also we see constantly he's helping Arjun. The whole Bhagavad Gita is an example of how beautiful a teacher Krishna is, explaining from multiple angles. The same question Arjun asks multiple times, right? He's able to clear Arjun's doubt, which a good teacher should be able to, etc. Then comes Krishna as a hero. So Rukmini, as you know, or you might not know, she heard about Krishna from various friends and various sources. And she was like, wow, this is the person I want to get married to. And her brother, Shishupal, who hates, was it Shishupal, her brother? Or Shishupal she was supposed to get married to? Anybody knows? I'm forgetting the details. Huh? Shishupal was brother of Rukmini. And he had decided that Rukmini should get married to somebody else, and Rukmini wanted to get married to Krishna. So Rukmini wrote a love letter to Krishna. My dear Krishna, you're like a lion, you're like this. So she writes a very beautiful, flowery love letter. And Krishna reads it, Krishna accepts it, and Rukmini tells Krishna exactly when to abduct, how to abduct. She would be going to a certain. Sorry, Rukmini's brother, my mother just corrected me. Rukmini's brother is Rukma, who wanted Rukmini to get married to Shishupal. And Shishupal was a dire enemy of Krishna. He couldn't even hear Krishna's name and be sane. He hated Krishna very much. So yeah, right. So Rukmini had written Krishna a very detailed letter of on the day of wedding, how Krishna, what time, where she would get out of the palace to go to the temple, and Krishna can come and abduct her. And Krishna did come and abduct Rukmini. And not only did he abduct Rukmini in front of Shishupal, when Shishupal, challenged Krishna and chased Krishna, Krishna actually humiliated him. Not only did he defeat Shishupal, he cut off his hair with his, in a very, what can I say, irregular way to make him look like a clown, and humiliated him. So Shishupal not only hated Krishna from birth, but this time, better than killing, he actually humiliated Shishupal. So he was mortified. He wanted just Krishna to end, right? So the point is, Krishna being a hero, sometimes Krishna lets him flex his muscles, and he does it very well. One time, I think Rukmini only asked Krishna that she wants Parijat flower. Krishna went to the heavenly realms because Parijat tree was in the heavenly realm. It was Indra's garden. And he asked, I want, Parijat flower for my wife. And Indra, being Indra, keeps messing up. He was like, no, why should I give you my Parijat flower? I will put up a fight with you. And Krishna versus the entire army of Indra. And Krishna vehemently defeated the entire army. And took the entire tree of Parijat and came down and placed it in Rukmini's garden. It's like, you wanted the flowers? Here's a tree of Parijat flowers. So Krishna likes to flex his muscles sometimes. So he's a perfect hero, and it makes those who love Krishna love him even more, seeing him as a hero. Then comes Krishna's nature as a savior and maintainer, right? When Krishna was called out by the princesses that were abducted by Narakasura. So Narakasura was a terrible demon who had abducted the daughters of many, many kings and put them in his chambers. So Krishna went and killed Narakasura and retrieved all these 16,000 princesses. And the princesses said, my dear Krishna, you have touched us, you have saved us, but because you touched our and pulled us out of this prison, we are no more worthy of marriage to anyone. So either you kill us or you marry us. So Krishna expanded himself to 16,000 worthy and fitting husband for these princesses. And he married all of them. And not only did he marry all of them, he gave them separate palaces, entourage of maidservants, jewelry, all the comforts of life that one can imagine. Each queen was given every single comfort of life, 16,108 of them, right? So was there polygamy in the Vedic culture? Yes, but only if you could maintain the wives, right? So people could hardly, in today's world in Kali Yuga, we could hardly maintain one wife. That's more than sufficient for most people. But back in the days, kings could afford to have many wives. And Krishna, of all, he went for 16,108 wives. Akshat Prabhu is saying, sorry, Prabhuji, due to visit local. Okay. Am I audible though still? Is the internet working?
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, you're audible, Prabhuji. I had one clarification. So is like 16,000 like Krishna expanded himself into 16,000 at the time when Brahma abducted the Gopas? Is it the same time or like it's a different time frame?
Sorry, same time what?
There was a past time of Krishna where when Brahma abducted the
No,
Gopas.
not that past time. That was in Vrindavan. This is in Dwarka.
Okay.
This is in Dwarka. So this is when he released those princesses, and they were like, hey, because back in those days, you touch a girl's hand and you have to get married. Imagine if it happened today. So the girls, Krishna held their hand and pulled them out from Narakasura's prison. So they said, Krishna, you've touched our hand. Now we have no other option. Either you marry us or let us die. And Krishna married, not only married, but he took care of all of them. And he made sure he is with each one of them in every single palace, sleeping, waking up, eating, doing all the daily activities with those wives and providing them all the comforts of life and everything, right? So that's Krishna as a savior and a maintainer. Then comes Krishna being a leader, making personal sacrifices. So when Krishna realized the Yadu dynasty would be, a very powerful dynasty that would not let anybody else thrive, he decided that they should disappear for the betterment of society, for good of all Kshatriyas. So his own dynasty, Krishna, destroyed, or he initiated the destruction of his own dynasty. Not only that, even though Krishna was instrumental in the Pandavas winning the battle of Kurukshetra, still, when it came to coronating the king of the planet, Krishna coronated Yudhishthir Maharaj. Even though Krishna could easily have become the king, but he chose to be one of the kings who are under the dominance of Yudhishthir Maharaj. But he placed Yudhishthir Maharaj as the king. So that again shows Krishna's detachment, his mood of sacrifice as a leader. A lot of times we see today with politicians that they are more into their nepotism, breeding their own family, bringing their own kids to politics, and making sure their family gets all the privileges. But in Krishna's case, he made sure his own dynasty gets decimated. He made sure he doesn't become the king, although he was the reason why the Pandavas won. He made sure Yudhishthir Maharaj became the king, and he and Balaram became smaller kings under the emperorship of Yudhishthir Maharaj, right? So this is showcases Krishna's nature as, just like Lord Ramachandra, Maryada Purushottam, in doing the right thing for the sake of the right. Even though he's God, he's doing the right thing, right? Following the rules, setting an example, being a leader. So just like a teacher teaches by example, a leader also leads by example, right? Seeing this, we can also learn how to be the right leader, how to take the right decisions, what to do in the right situation, seeing how Krishna dealt with it. So these are some things I want to mention about Krishna in various roles. Now I want to kind of open up for discussion with all of you. If you so desire, do share one or two qualities of Krishna that you've seen in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam or various stories of Krishna that you find endearing and that attracts your heart to Krishna. See, I always speak, right? But it's always pleasing to Krishna when we all glorify Krishna together. In the Bhagavatam, Krishna says, you will not find me in Vaikuntha, you will not find me here, you will not find me there. You will find me where my devotees are discussing my glories. So this is our opportunity. I'm in Mayapur, you are in Calcutta or wherever else all over India or world. Some of you are from outside India. So it's an opportunity to glorify Krishna together. So Krishna will also participate in Philosophy Friday, right? Because he says, wherever my devotees glorify me together, that's where I am there. It's called Sankirtan. Sankirtan means glorifying alone. Sankirtan means congregational glorification of Krishna. So I would love for you to share one or two qualities of Krishna that attracts your heart. You can unmute your mic and share. Yes, Aparna, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Hare Krishna to everyone, and a very happy Janmashtami. So just sharing the two qualities that I feel, that's actually very, I find it very attractive. So the first one would be, Krishna reciprocates, right? Like, whatever, like, if a devotee or even a non-devotee or any person, right, he reciprocates in the same mood, he doesn't discriminates, like that person is a pure devotee or a not, or whatever, like he doesn't discriminate, he just feels the bhakti, as we see, as chapter 12, he simplifies the process. He says, the minimal, like if you can't do this, do this. If you can't do this, you do this. Like, he's so, I would say lenient. Like, he understands the mood and he reciprocates in the same form. I guess that really attracts me, because there is no rule, I guess, when there is pure bhakti, or there is pure devotion, that love. So I really like this first quality. Secondly, I really, I guess you just touched on that one point, maintaining and, to be a leader. I would just add on that, to be he really respects, like, just being woman, like not being gender biased over here. Like, he really respects women, right? We can see in various aspects, even the entire, the Mahabharata was just fought for, to stand up against the, woman was disrespected, right? So even, he used to just um, always be there as a protector. So that is something that, that's a quality, I guess, even in Kali Yuga, or in this 24th, I'm saying 21st century, right? We all need to, I guess, imbibe, to make this world beautiful. So there's lots and lots to, he actually taught, how to, to solve each problems, the principles. And so these are the two qualities that attract me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aparna Mataji. That was wonderful. Debashish is saying, Krishna remains cool in all circumstances and deal the matter very smoothly and completes the same successfully. This is very important quality, which most people do not have. This quality attracts me most. So I think Debashish is referring to Krishna killing demons calmly. He wouldn't be like, yeah, he's just like, okay, you are inimical towards me, I will reciprocate as an enemy. You're friendly towards me, I'll reciprocate as a friend. You love me as a lover, I'll reciprocate as a lover. So Krishna is, he's kind of a matter of fact. He's not charged up, biased, like Aparna also rightly said. Anjali Ahuja, she says, Krishna, let us make mistakes, is forgiving. And just wait to come back to him, his loving nature. Very nice, Anjali Mataji. Yes, Krishna is extremely forgiving. In fact, for Shishupal also, Shishupal's mother begged Krishna that, my son hates you, but please be kind and give him 100 times that you forgive him. Krishna said, fine. So 100 times Krishna forgave him. And Shishupal went on insulting Krishna, and the next time the chakra went and separated the head from the body of Shishupal. But Krishna is extremely forgiving. And for devotees, that's a demon. What to speak of devotees? For devotees, Krishna is extremely forgiving, extremely loving, extremely encouraging. We see it throughout Bhagavad Gita. Krishna keeps on encouraging Arjun in various ways, right? Even in Vishwarup form, where we are right now in chapter 11, Krishna is showcasing, look, they're already dead. The Kauravas are dead. You just do the war and take the credit. You're already taken care of. Don't worry. So even he says the word, don't worry, in 1866, Ma Suchaha, don't worry. I am here for you. Just surrender unto me. I'll take care of everything. All Papa, I'll take care. Don't worry. So Krishna is extremely forgiving and loving and encouraging. And Anjali Mataji, that's absolutely wonderful. Jagdish is saying, reciprocating nature is amazing. Krishna has all the qualities which attract. So just like Aparna was saying, Jagdish also is saying, reciprocating nature of Krishna. Bitan is saying, how Krishna treated his friend Sudama. This attracts me most. Moreover, in Kurukshetra, he broke his rule and attacked Bhishma Dev. In one word, love, the Bhakta Vatsal nature. Yes, Bitan, absolutely. With
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, I feel that Krishna is a great teacher and a good listener. So in the entire Bhagavad Gita, he's listening to what Arjun has to say, and he's trying to answer all the questions very patiently, and actually describing the same thing like twice or thrice makes sure that Arjun understands each and everything what has been told to him. So that is what I feel is Krishna's two quality which attracts me.
Krishna's listening quality. Nice. Yes, and he's not a stone. When we pray to him, Krishna listens. In the heart, he's there, he's listening. So Krishna is always listening to us. But unfortunately, we sometimes cannot listen to Krishna. Okay, Neera Dubey, Neera Mataji, please go ahead.
Prabhuji, I really don't know whether I'm thinking in the right way, but as I think, I feel that Krishna teaches us to adapt to our environment, to our circumstances, to whatever situations we may be in. And, he teaches us that in whatever circumstance you may be in, there are solutions to problems. And from my perspective, I always call him the problem solver. In whichever circumstances the Pandavas were, he always came up with a solution. And this is what I feel. I feel that adapting to circumstances is something we need to learn.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very beautifully stated, Mataji. Krishna always has an answer. He's always has a loophole. How to kill Bhishma Dev? Oh, bring in somebody who's not a woman or not a man, and Bhishma won't pick up his weapons. How to know that? Oh, go to Bhishma and ask him, and he'll tell you how to kill him. Right? So Krishna always has the ways of finding the right answers, the right solutions. Very nice. Yeah, that's actually a beautiful quality that you constantly see Krishna having throughout the Mahabharata. You see that for every problem, Krishna has a unique solution, very creative solution. Thank you, Neera Mataji. Okay, somebody, Seema. Ooh, there's a lot of. Everybody likes to type. Okay, fine. Wow. Bitan done. Okay, Ujjwal. We should work under a boss who can reward us the most forgiving and rewarding, and who's better than Lord Krishna, who can reward us the most. Adapted from Prabhupada's quote. Krishna is the best boss. You might be having a boss at work, but working for Krishna is very rewarding. He reciprocates with love. And of course, everything else that might be providing, sustaining, maintaining everything. Vibhuti Mataji is saying, I feel Krishna's reciprocation is best, and I can feel that personally for material and non-material matters. Yes, certainly. I mean, your life is filled with miracles, Vibhuti Mataji. So it's amazing how Krishna reciprocates with you directly. Prayash is saying, Krishna thinks of everything. He always has a plan. Krishna always has a plan. Puja Mataji is saying, the most attractive attribute of Sri Krishna is that he keeps smiling and stays calm in all circumstances, despite all the troubles, and focuses on the solution. Despite all the troubles, focuses on the solutions and benefit of the people. Yes, Krishna's smile is very mysterious, and there's a lot of poetry on Krishna's mysterious smile. But specifically, I find, because to me, Bhagavad Gita is very inspiring, chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna just smiles and says nothing, while Arjuna goes on talking about various things, various reasons why not to fight the war. Krishna is only smiling. And his smile has many meanings. So Arjun keeps on trying to give more and more reasons, because he's not able to understand Krishna's smile. It's a very mysterious smile. And finally, Arjun falls at Krishna's feet and says, I am sorry, I don't understand what is best for me. Become my teacher and tell me what is best, and I'll do it as you say. And then Krishna starts speaking. So yes, in all circumstances, Krishna is always chilled out. He's smiling, And even when Draupadi's situation is happening, Krishna is waiting when Draupadi will actually surrender and come. Krishna is not chilling, but he's waiting. He's never in a rush, never under pressure, never bent out of shape. Although he gets angry, that's there. We have anger because Krishna has anger. Krishna shows emotions. He's not stone. But at the same time, Krishna is extremely stable and reliable for his calmness, right? Leela Krishna Prabhu is saying, leadership, forgiving, heroic, reciprocating, all attractive, and many more. Yes. You're nicely iterated all the previous points. And all attractive means all these qualities that attract, right? We find many things attractive: beauty, knowledge, strength, prowess. Krishna has all of them in complete fullness. Seemaji is saying, when you surrender to Krishna, he gives you the best solution and does the best. Yes, you have experience, so do I. That's the best feeling when you surrender and Krishna takes over and he takes over your chariot and takes it forward. Shubhamoy is saying, the so much forgiving nature of Krishna attracts me the most. And on top of that, his manifold reciprocation nature, like we just take one step and Krishna takes 100 steps to connect with us, is so amazing. Absolutely. Our only action in Krishna consciousness is our willingness to become Krishna conscious, our eagerness to become Krishna conscious. The rest of the things are done by Krishna. We take one step, that is, yes, I want to be Krishna conscious. And Krishna provides a teacher, Krishna provides the knowledge, Krishna provides the love, Krishna provides the circumstances. Krishna takes our bad karma, morphs it in such a way that we develop qualities in that bad situation and move closer and closer in our faith towards Krishna. Krishna takes care of everything. All the 99 steps is taken by Krishna. Our side, one thing, I want to be Krishna conscious. That eagerness is there. And rest, Krishna does. Even the love for Krishna is gifted by Krishna only. How to love Krishna, that love is given by Krishna. So we have only one thing, eagerness. So Shubhamay, beautifully stated. One step from our side, 100 steps from Krishna. Vikash Tibravalji is saying, Krishna is always with you. Just remember him in all circumstances. Hare Krishna. So Vikas ji has been reminding us of Krishna for the last, I think, 5 years. Every single day, without fail, he has been taking pictures of his calendar where there are Bhagavad Gita shlokas and he's posting it in the Philosophy Friday group. So I'm so happy, Vikas ji, finally you have actually come to Philosophy Friday, which I have been waiting for all these years. I met you in person, I think, at Guru Sada Road. And you asked me, can I post Bhagavad Gita shlokas every day? I said, yes, please do. And without fail, you have been doing that. So thank you very, very much. I think our group members very much appreciate that. And coming from you, Krishna is always there with us. You have helped us remember Krishna through that. So my gratitude to you. So yes, devotees like Vikash Prabhu make it possible so that we remember Krishna, right? Through his words, through his pastimes, through his leela, through his anecdotes, through his qualities. And of course, Krishna himself gives us memory. Matta smriti jnana apohanam cha, right? From him comes memory, forgetfulness, and knowledge. So we can remember him. So that's how Krishna is there. So after that, Darshan Mataji is saying, Krishna's accepting nature and mercifulness is very attractive. Yeah, Krishna is non-judgmental, right? He accepts anyone. He accepts everyone and wants everyone to go back to Godhead, no matter how many mistakes they do. Yes, Krishna is very partial towards his devotees. No matter what we end up doing, Krishna sees, okay, he's a devotee, he's trying or she's trying, let me help. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 9, that one might do the most abominable of activities. But if he's sincerely trying to be my devotee, very quickly I uplift him from that abominable position and put him back in pure devotional state. And those who judge him in this abominable position, those people will have a hard time in bhakti, but not the person who is doing abominable things, but trying sincerely to become a devotee. Now, this doesn't mean we cheat the system. We can't cheat Krishna. He's the biggest cheater. He will cheat us back. So it's not like we keep doing abominable things and hoping Krishna will pick us up. But as we do abominable things, for example, Jagai and Madhai, I'm in Mayapur, right? This Jagai Madhai Ghat. These guys did everything wrong. But once they were touched by Lord Chaitanya, they were relieved by Lord Chaitanya from their karma, they became super duper devotees. Sincerely chanted every single day, sincerely offered their services to Vaishnavas, and they became pure devotees because they were sincere. They had all the negative things, that Lord Chaitanya took care of. But once they become a devotee, they never went back to those negative activities, right? So in our case, what happens? Sometimes we go back to those negative activities. But the important thing is keep trying to move forward. That Krishna, I've made this vow, I want to move towards you. And you keep trying and Krishna helps. One time, like I explained, Srila Prabhupada was sitting in a car and he saw a child trying to put a mail in the mailbox. And the height was too short. So he's not able to reach it, but he was trying. And the child's father came and picked him up and the child was able to put the mail in. So Prabhupada said, that's Krishna. That's how Krishna does it. We try, and Krishna picks us up and we are able to go through the qualifications, right? But we have to keep trying sincerely. We shouldn't cheat Krishna. That, oh, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you can do the most abominable thing and get away. No. We might be from that position, but our goal is to go above it, go beyond the abominable position. So Darshanamati says Krishna's accepting nature, non-judgmental, merciful nature is very attractive to her. He wants everyone to go back to Godhead. Yes, he's constantly eager. He's coming himself personally. He's sending his devotees. He's sending scriptures. He's making circumstances so we can quickly figure out our way back to Godhead. Apurva Prabhu is saying, when Lord Chaitanya met the illiterate Brahmana who couldn't read Bhagavad Gita, but only he used to see the picture of Krishna becoming the charioteer of Arjuna and cry, Lord Chaitanya embraced him and said that your knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is perfect. This shows that unlike persons in this world who only focus on external things, Lord focuses on the intention. Correct. If we don't have a degree, but the intention is right, we won't get a job. But in Krishna's case, he sees the intention. Even though we are not fully qualified, he says, oh, you're trying. It's okay. I accept. Right. So very beautiful, Apurva Prabhu. Nice example of Lord Chaitanya. Siddharth Prabhu saying, Krishna is the best friend for everyone. Suhridam sarvabhuteshu, riddheshar dudikeshar. So Krishna is a suhridam, he's a best friend, he's a well-wisher of every living entity. That is attractive to Siddharth. Thank you very much for sharing that. I hope Krishna heard all of us. Not I hope, I'm sure Krishna heard all of us and felt very, very wonderful. So Krishna has joined PhilosophyFriday today because we're all glorifying Krishna, right? Aparna, go ahead. You want to share something?
Sorry, I wanted to add one quality. Like, I feel like this is incomplete. So if you allow. So I feel like Krishna is also one of the greatest motivational speaker of all times, right? Like today, like it's like, even if I refer one of your tweets, I guess you said that, most people won't see what's possible unless you show them the possibility, right? So I guess Krishna is the one who showed Arjuna the possibility, and it is so much required to actually, because we don't realize like what's that hidden potential. And Krishna was like, no TEDx talks or pep talks. Like, I guess it was the greatest motivational speech, this entire Bhagavad Gita. So I guess this is one of the best, one of the, all the qualities are best. And this is also one of the qualities that we can admire about Krishna.
Beautiful, beautiful, Aparna. I truly admire that. Bhagavad Gita is the first motivational speech in the history of mankind. Fantastic. Okay, somebody else had their hands raised. I think I missed it. Leela Krishna Prabhu, you wanted to say something? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. That was wonderful. Okay. So to summarize it all, basically Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. And today is a day to appreciate Krishna's personality, because we generally don't have access to God. But by being born, it's called Janmashtami, because he took Janma, he actually plays the part of a human, even though he doesn't have to make himself relatable. So there's two reasons why Krishna comes down. Anybody knows in Bhagavad Gita why Krishna comes?
Paritrana Savinam and Dharma Samstapanarthaya.
Very nice. Paritrana sadhunam vinashata dushkrita dharma samstapanarthaya sambhavami yuga yuga. So So sadhus, for the devotees, Krishna comes to uplift the sadhus. So by doing this mischievous childhood pastimes, by doing his loving pastimes with the gopis, by doing his diplomatic pastimes with the Pandavas and the Kauravas, by doing his leadership pastimes, his kingly pastimes, he's attracting the hearts of all kinds of devotees. Because for different people, different things attract. Like we saw today, all of us have a different aspect and different angle of Krishna that we find attractive. So Krishna did so many Leela, so many different forms, being a hero, being a teacher, being a student, being a son, being a father, being a politician, being a fighter, being a lover, right? He is showing so many angles that to attract our hearts. So Paritrana Sadhunam, even after he's gone, we are hearing about Krishna's Leela and we are falling in love, like Rukmini, right? Rukmini didn't see Krishna. By hearing about Krishna, she fell in love with Krishna. So same for us, by hearing about Krishna, we are falling in love with Krishna, and then Krishna is bringing us back to Godhead, to his abode. So that is the process. So Paritrana Sadhunam. And if in the process of falling in love with Krishna, there are some dushkritas, there are miscreants who come in the way to cause disturbance in our loving relation with Krishna, he is there to destroy them also. Vinashasha dushkrita and dharma samsthapanarthaya. He establishes religiosity, religious principles, and he keeps coming back yoge yoge, as himself, as Lord Ramachandra, as Narsinghadev, etc. Every time you see, Krishna is there protecting his devotee. As Narsinghadev protecting Prahlad Maharaj from his demoniac father, right? As Lord Ramachandra protecting all the people from Ravana's tyrant rule. Not just Ravana, he killed, I think, some thousands of demons. And all of those demons were causing trouble to the Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas. So like that, Krishna is always uplifting the devotees, Paritrana Sadhunam, which is his primary reason, because he can kill demons with coronavirus, can kill demons with a heart attack. He doesn't have to come personally for the demons, but he comes personally for his devotees, so that his devotees see his activities, his Leela, and his personality is portrayed through those activities, and it touches our heart. And thus we become soft-hearted and we fall in love with Krishna. That's Krishna's primary objective. So Janmashtami is the day where we can appreciate Krishna as a supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna's personality as a person, and we can relate to him as a person, accepting as our best friend, as our suhridam, as our father, as our son, as our lover, however we see him, right? This is our opportunity. So I invite all of you to chant Krishna's name and have a wonderful day. So we have 10 minutes left, and somebody from this group suggested that we chant the holy name of Krishna on this auspicious day. And especially given I'm in Mayapur, I'm going to send you all the good vibes from here, spiritual vibes of chanting the holy name in the holy dham. So if you have the beads, which I've sent to many of you, please take out your beads and let's chant one round or 108 times the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra on this auspicious day. Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna. I hope that was wonderful for you. Chanting of the holy name is associating with Krishna directly. So we did two things today. One was glorify Krishna together. Krishna says he is there where you glorify him. And we also chanted Krishna's holy name. So his name and Krishna are non-different. So today we got Krishna's association in Philosophy Friday. So all glories to Lord Krishna, all glories to all of you, and happy Janmashtami, and have a wonderful night. May your evenings is blissful in Krishna Janmashtami, and may you dream of Krishna, may you think of Krishna, and may this whole year be wonderful for you. Hare Krishna and Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.